On this International Women's Day, and to honor Women's History Month, we're shedding light on a health issue that impacts women across the globe. Uterine fibroids, benign tumors that are found in the uterus. More than 80% of African American women and approximately 70% of white women will have uterine fibroids by age 50, according to the National Center for Biotechnology Information. Academy Award-winning actress, producer, and author Lupita Nyong'o has spoken out about her struggle with the condition. And she's also joined with Senator Alsobrooks to support the Uterine Fibroid Intervention and Gynecological Health Treatment Act. The U-Fight bill would expand access to early screening, detection, and intervention methods. Senator Alsobrooks is back with us, and joining the conversation with us at the table is Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita, thank you so much for being here, and thank you both for your work on this. It's very important. I want to ask you about your personal experience with this because you had your first surgery to address this at a young age in 2014. Can you talk about your experience and how the medical treatment and expertise on this has evolved as you have grown up with this issue and now dedicated your time and attention to it?
Well, so back in 2014, that was the year I won an Academy Award. So it was a monumental year for me with lots of highs, but I also got diagnosed with fibroids. And so I was experiencing in my private life this challenge with my reproductive health. And outwardly, I had to be on red carpets and smiling. I didn't know much about fibroids, and so when I asked my doctor what caused them, I was surprised to learn that they didn't really have an answer. And then when I asked what I could do about them, they offered two options: surgery or living with the pain. At the time, I chose the surgery. I had a myomectomy, and 23 fibroids were removed back then.
Can you just explain what a myomectomy is?
A myomectomy is basically an open C-section where they cut through your muscle tissue and they take out the fibroids.
But they leave your ovaries?
Yes, I did not a hysterectomy.
Okay.
So I do have my reproductive organs still. And so when I asked what I could do to make sure that they didn't come back, the doctor said there's really not much one can do. It's just a matter of time until these fibroids come back. And that's when I learned that 80% of women will have them by the age of 50, and that, the medical industry didn't really understand them, that the only solutions were these invasive ones. So I was stunned by that. I went on with my life, kept getting checked, and then 10 years later, I learned that my fibroids were back. They were double the amount. Now I have over 50, and while my numbers have changed, the options that I was offered have not. I was still told that I could either live with the pain or get the surgery again. And that's when I felt quite enraged, because how is it that majority of women in this country are experiencing this issue, and yet there are no advancements? Like, where are the options that can preserve a woman's reproductive organs and improve lifestyle? And so that's when I thought, okay, this can no longer be a private issue. I want to be part of the solution that I so long to see. And that's when I started to speak up with family members and friends, and I learned how prevalent it was in my own community. And then I reached out to people like Senator Alsobrooks, because I wanted to join forces with the people who have been fighting this fight for a long time and lend my voice to that, to hopefully get us closer to better solutions for women.
The image you kind of laid out for us of you dealing with this very private issue in front of everyone. We all watched you win that Oscar. We saw you in that beautiful kind of Cinderella blue dress. It is a reminder of how these kinds of things can impact anyone, and it doesn't matter when. And I think, most importantly, this conversation sheds a light on the fact that in this country, when we talk about reproductive rights and access and health care for women, we basically only talk about abortion. right? And I'm curious what you think on this International Women's Day and this Women's History Month, how kind of having a more fulsome conversation about reproductive health for women in this country, especially for Black women who deal with Black maternal health issues at a disproportionate rate, how important that conversation is.
It's really important, especially when we know that women were not even included in research until 1993, when so it means that we are way behind where we need to be in understanding the female body. And there's so much more to reproductive health than just abortions. I mean, from the menstrual cycle that affects a woman, menopause, there's so much that we need to know. There's so many gaps in the research, and we cannot politicize this. This is not a Democratic, Republican issue. This is a health crisis, and it affects anyone, no matter what your politics. So it's really important that we separate the two and try to do better by the majority, by women who are the majority of the population.
And to Lupita's point, Senator, I'm just wondering, how seriously is the issue being taken by your colleagues in the Senate? Do they view this as something that should be addressed and that they should address it?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Lupita for helping us to raise awareness around this issue, and it is being taken seriously. What we know now is that, as you've heard, close to 80% of all American women by their 50th birthday will have a condition that causes tremendous pain, and we only assign 0.03% of all federal funding to study a condition that affects so many women. It's the reason I'm so grateful. Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming is the co-sponsor on this bill, which is how we know that this is an issue that is not a partisan issue. This is an issue not only about women as well. This affects families. When we talk about fertility, we talk about the pain and suffering that occurs. It is something that we cannot normalize. We can't continue to normalize pain for women. But I am really grateful that, again, Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming agreed to co-sponsor this bill. And so it is one now that is being taken up on both sides of the aisle, and we're going to continue to push until we get the funding, that we have the screening, detection, intervention. It allows the Secretary of Health and Human Services to require additional research dollars toward fibroid research, and it also provides a stream of funding, the bill that I have introduced, the UFIGHT bill, for states to also be allowed to intervene with screening and detection and to fund some additional help for women.
Is there a companion bill in the House yet?
Yes.
Do you know?
So Congresswoman Chantel Brown filed on the House side, the companion bill there. And so we're going to continue to move this forward. I think this is the time to focus on so many of these women's health issues that, as Lupita indicated, until very recently, it's almost shocking how much we have really ignored. But I think it also has to do with representation. As we increase the representation of women in these bodies, I think we'll also continue to see a focus on the issues that affect not, again, only women, but this also affects the whole family. This is an issue that really affects the whole family. But I have a 20-year-old daughter, and it is scary for us to know that we have told young women and girls that it's normal to be in pain. This is not right, and we're going to work until we really get the research that is necessary to have answers. There are no answers. We need answers about why this is happening and how to prevent and treat it.
If 80% of men were impacted by something like this in this country, it'd have unlimited funding. But sorry, go ahead, Jackie.
Well, I mean, it's especially important considering all of the chaos and undermining that the National Institute of Health and our medical research system and apparatus in the U.S. has been under attack by the Trump administration. But before we're out of time, we've got to ask you about the Oscars, Lupita.
It's Oscar week.
It's Oscar week.
Yes,
Oscar week.
Make some predictions. Make some news here. What?
Oh my God!
Take out your magic 8-ball. Who's winning what?
Oh my God, that is a lot of pressure.
And also, what are you working on right now?
What?
What are you working on acting-wise right now?
Well, I have a little film coming out in the summer.
Oh, a little film?
The Odyssey. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, which
So
I'm
exciting.
very excited about. When it comes to the Oscars, it's been a really exciting season. I mean, I think there's a lot of really strong films that are in the revenge.
Favorite?
Yeah, I mean, Sinners.
Sinners.
Yeah. I mean, Ryan. Ryan's my heart. so-
Michael, he played
Michael,
2.5
yeah.
people. Twins and a vampire. It's crazy. Give them the Oscar.
We're just going to sit here and giggle with Lupita Nyong'o and Senator Angela Alsobrooks. Thank you both very much for coming to the weekend.
Thank you for having us.